Hello and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. It's Art here with the monthly reading roadmap for April 2020. This is my tentative TBR. For those who don't know, this is where I lay out what I'd like to read this month and where I may go, but as longtime viewers of this video series can tell you, I take detours and weaves and bobs all around. So this is not a set TBR. This is just what I would like to read for the month. And that's how I do things around here. So let's get right to it. Yes, I wrote them down. Look at me being fastidious. First book is Under the Black Hat by Jim Ross. I'm actually currently listening to it now. It should be really good. I like hearing wrestling tales from the voice of wrestling himself, Jim Ross, because he does narrate his own book. Imagine that, and imagine how good that would be. The next book is the next book in the John Gardner James Bond series that I have to read, and that is The Man from Barbarossa, and I am again currently reading that one and should get it done and may pick up the next book in the series after that. This is where my first detour may happen. Because if I want more Bond, I'm taking more Bond, especially in this time. The next book is the next book in the Lucas Davenport series that I have to read by John Sanford, and that is Winter Prey. I cannot wait to dive into this one. Lucas Davenport is a gritty writer. Lucas Davenport is a gritty character, kind of Bosch-like, and John Sanford is a top-notch writer. The next book comes out on April 14th, and it is the third book in the Interdependency series by John Scalzi, and that is The Last Empirics. I will probably get that on my Kindle, and I might even buy that on Audible, because especially if Will Wheaton is reading it, then I will definitely do something of that nature. The next book I am currently reading, and that is The Last Bus to Woodstock by Colin Dexter, the first Inspector Morse novel, and this may be another place where another detour takes place, and that would be to read more Inspector Morse novels, because if I can read more Inspector Morse novels and then watch the Inspector Morse show, that gives me more distractions in this time in which we all need distractions. The Burning Light is the fourth book in the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. I'm ready for it, and I'm ready to dive into some hefty fantasy and forget the world around me for a little while. And Brent Weeks' books are huge. They're tomes of books, and I intend to be able to do that. The next book is book number 4 in the Lincoln Rhyme series by Jeffrey Deaver. I like me some gritty Lincoln Rhyme, and it doesn't help that it does help that Lincoln Rhyme is also disabled. That kind of helps me. I identify with that character in a very special way that most don't. And that is the Stone Monkey, if I didn't say it before. Or I missed a book, but I'll go back up and get it. It is The Far Empty by Todd Scott. I have been wanting to read this for a while. It's been on my TBR for a while. And what time than staying at home, staying safe, and having fun to read this one. The Far Empty will be read this month. I have it on both physical form and Kindle form, and I may indeed buy it on Audible if the fancy suits. So the next book is kind of a twofer. I'm reading Star Trek: A Time to Sow now, and I may detour and go to the next book, which is Star Trek: A Time to Harvest. So that very, very well may be another spot where I detour. Both of those books are by the same two authors whose names I can't remember, but who are on the cover that I'll put somewhere up here anyway, so we're good there. Then I'm going to get some cozy in my life and read Meet Your Baker by L.A. Alexander. I have not read that series, and that series comes highly recommended by Cortagonist, another booktuber here on this fine platform. And I've read L.A. Alexander's Death on Tampa and Pine of No Return and love them both, so why not try her Mainstays series. Then I'm going to get me some Stephen King in my life and read The Institute. Who doesn't want some Stephen King in their life at times to distract them and to be a really fascinating, good, and fun read. So hopefully The Institute is that and much more. The next book will be the Cozy Mystery Escape Book Club book pick for April. As of filming, it is April now, but from where I did research it this morning, and I could not find out what it was. So as soon as I do, you'll see it in one of the CRUs, I'm sure, because it'll be one of the books that I pick up quite quickly. Now, the last three books are going to be When the Bough Breaks by Jonathan Kellerman. Another book that's been on my TBR for far too long, and what better time than now to read it. Not working, at home, staying safe, keeping others safe. Why not read it? When the Bough Breaks by Jonathan Kellerman. The next book for me is the next book in the John Corey series by Nelson DeMille, and that is Nightfall. I love Nelson DeMille's writing. John Corey is a lot like Harry Bosch. He's a lot like Walt Longmire. He's a lot like Lucas Davenport. A lot like Lincoln Rhyme. A lot like Colter Shaw. They're in the same vein of problem solver. And I love that about them. And I love their incessant nuance. And of course, lastly, the 15th book on this list is Nemesis by Joe Nesbo, which is the next Harry Hula novel I have to read. And Harry Hula is how Joe Nesbo says it, so that's how I say it. Because to say it the American way would be far too funny. So, those are my 15 reads I indeed plan on reading and should be able to get to reading-wise. So that shouldn't be very much of a problem. What do you want to see reviewed first? Leave that in the comments down below. Also, leave in the comments down below what you're reading for the month. If you've made an April TBR, leave a link to that in the comments down below. I love watching TBRs. I might get some ideas for reading this month and or next month, because who knows how long the situation will go on. Shouldn't go on for far too much longer, but there seems to be no end in sight right now at this point. So let our escapes be our escapes. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. And you know I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more, please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video if YouTube is working that day, because we all know how YouTube doesn't like to work half the time. But without further ado, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay home if you don't have to be out. And happy reading, everybody. It's now officially spring, the weather's going to turn nice, and we'll be free to go outside and congregate once again at some point. But until then, stay safe. Happy reading. I'll see you again soon. And peace.